What's up, chat? It's Sam.
And Peace Control Carl. It's your 31st WNMS broadcast.
Today is National Miners Day, so go mine and find me some gold.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Novi Middle School Ski and Snowboard Club is now opened. Students will have the opportunity to take lessons and ski with friends through organized outings. Please check your student email or see Ms. Wesner in the library for more information.
Enjoy the November issue of the Paw Print, your Novi Middle School student newspaper, as there are topics about fall, fun, recipes, traveling around the world, and scientific perspectives. You can also read about the strong student opinions on PE class and music options here at NMS. Check it out today. Have you ever wondered what's it like working as a sports medicine physician? Well, you can learn more about watching this video from a sports medicine physician.
I'm Lauren Bernice, and I am a physiatrist, which I'll talk a little bit about, but I am mostly a sports medicine physician, which is the goal of today's talk. I like to start with this picture anytime I talk about sports medicine, just because this is what everyone thinks of when you think of a sports medicine physician, is someone on the sidelines of the NFL, sort of the glitz and glam of it. And this is actually just a small portion of sports medicine physicians doing this job. And then sideline medicine is just a small portion of what most sports medicine doctors do. So we are doctors who treat and manage musculoskeletal injuries, or really anything that results as participation of sports. Could just be general activity, someone just going out for a walk, trip and fall, or degenerative changes like a degenerative arthritis. I didn't list here, but we also do a lot of concussion management as well. And that's usually as a result of sports, but it can sometimes be from something like a car accident or again, another trip and fall. I have a lot of people in the wintertime who fall on black ice and hit their head, and then they have a concussion, and I manage them from that side perspective. So it's not always sports related. Again, I think I've alluded to this, but most of us work in the sports medicine clinic. So most of our time is not spent on the sideline, but spent in the clinic. And this can be either in an orthopedic department where you're working among orthopedic surgeons, could be in specifically a physical medicine rehab department, could be in a primary care doctor's office, or it could be purely a sports medicine department. Where I worked was associated with a hospital, but we were just sports medicine docs working in a clinic all together, seeing our patients. Then you can do sideline coverage. As I said, if you do sideline coverage, you also work in the training room. And when I'm talking about the training room, this is where you're seeing the athletes off the field in a room. Usually if it's associated with a college, it's usually where they do their physical rehab and they're working with their athletic trainers. So when you're in this training room, you're typically working with the rest of the sports medicine team. So in addition to the athletes, you work with what's called an ATC or an athletic trainer. You often are working with a physical therapist. I didn't listen here, but also a strength and conditioning coach. So those strength and conditioning coaches are really helpful in sports like football and basketball to make sure people are really maintaining good muscle mass and strength. And then we also sometimes work with a sports nutritionist and sports psychologist, and they are very vital, important parts of the sports medicine team, but aren't necessarily always present in the training room. And then you can work with high school students, you can work with college athletes, and you can work with professional athletes. And again, it's all dependent on your interest. If you have any interest in even doing sports coverage on the side of your typical day job. And then you can also do what are called mass events. So this is working on the sidelines of a marathon or a triathlon. A typical day in the life for me was I was actually working 4 days a week for longer hours, but most people will do 4 to 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. Patient care. And I put an asterisk here because you're seeing patients for about 8 hours, but you're typically getting to work 30 minutes before. I usually got there about 45 minutes before, so I would get to work at about 6:45 in the morning. And I would prep my notes for the day. So I look at my patient charts, make sure I had everything prepared if I was doing an injection for those patients that would be coming for the rest of the day. Throughout the day, you're seeing your patients. I spent about 30 minutes with each of my patients, but you can do anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes. Some people, even in the beginning, when you're starting, you're doing 60-minute patient visits. And as a sports medicine doctor, you're actually with the patient the whole time. versus if you're seeing a surgeon, you're usually seeing someone else and then the surgeon just pops in quickly. So most non-operative sports medicine docs are with the patient the whole time, doing their assessment on the patient and then sort of talking about a plan for that patient and really trying to focus on more like, how do we prevent another injury, or how do we manage your injury going forward and your function, your quality of life? Do you appreciate how exercise and diet can impact health? So I think this is really important, is a lot of what we do is education on prevention of future injuries and how to manage their injuries without medications or maybe without injections. And so how can we modify our exercise? How can we improve the health of our diet? I also didn't list here, but stress and sleep are very important. So I spend a lot of time talking about that with my patients. Something else is, do you like to work with people who want to get back to activity? I really, I liked some other rotations that I did, but I found a lot of people, they weren't interested in being active, and I want to work with an active population. And that active population might be someone who is truly an NFL athlete, or it might be someone who's in a wheelchair but wants to participate in sports. Do you like a wide variety of patients? So as I've alluded to, we see people from all age ranges, all backgrounds, all levels of activity. I actually will see people down to 11 years old up to in their 90s. And I love that. I love my day is so varied based on my patients and also what injuries they come in with.
Wow, I never knew how much sports medicine physicians help athletes in a mental and physical way. Congratulations to our Novi Library contest winners.
In other library news, Libby, an app through the NPL to access free ebooks and audiobooks, has added 8 additional collections, which means access to more free books for you. Please visit the Library Schoology course and the NMS Library Student News Update for directions. Finally, be on the lookout for an email from Ms. Wesner regarding the NMS Book Club. The book club is scheduled to begin in January.
Please stop by Novi City Hall and Lakeshore Lodge this holiday season to check out 3D printed designs by Novi Middle School STEM 8th grade students, past and present. Students use patterns, symmetry, and transformations to design snowflake ornaments on Tinkercad. Students showcase their imagination and creativity to come up with these unique designs. You will see them on display. Leah has your headlines.
Hey NMS, this is Leah with your headline news for December 6th. According to Time for Kids, the dictionary publisher highlights a word for every year. The word is based on increased searches on the company's websites, and it's also based on world events. Merriam-Webster picks the top word for every year. For 2023, the company picked the word authentic, which means false or intermission. This was the top word because of the rise of AI. Other top words of 2023 were deepfake, indicted, and Riz. This was Leah with your headline news.
This is Evan with your Wildcat Sports Wrap. Come support your Green boys basketball teams as they take on Highlander Way today at home. The 7th grade game starts at 4 p.m. The boys White Hoops team hits the road as they head to Parker Middle School today. Big Ten champs. That's right, for the 3rd year in a row, the Michigan Wolverines won the football Big Ten championship, defeating Iowa 26-0 this past Saturday. Michigan is now ranked number 1 and will take on Alabama in the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day. The Detroit Lions improved to 9-3 with their win over the New Orleans Saints on Sunday, 33-28. Ishan has your Today in History moment.
Hey NMS, this is Ishan with your Today in History. On this day, December 6th, 1865, the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution abolishing slavery was ratified, as Georgia became the 27th state to endorse it. This was a very historical day in American history, as the war fought between the South and the North has finally come to an end. This was Ishan with your Today in History moment.
Hey NMS, this is Aubrey with your weather for today. You have a high of 36 degrees with a low of 28 degrees, and it's going to be cloudy. Tomorrow you have a high of 44 degrees and a low of 33 degrees. Happy birthday to the following students:
Clap, clap, clap,
Hey Sam, did you know the state of Alabama once financed the construction of a bridge by holding a rooster auction?
When?
I don't know.
Did I ask? Shout out to Savith, Mumidi, and Miss McKibben's fourth hour science class. Thanks for liking and commenting on yesterday's show. We agree. We are better than CNN 10.
This has been Carl.
And Sam with your WNMS broadcast. Say it!
I like turtles.
Thank you.